Morning doesn't ask for permission to arrive. It slips through the curtains, paints the sky, and dares you to wake up with it. Each morning is a quiet gift, one we're often too busy to notice. Mornings are a fresh start. Every morning is a quiet reminder that life goes on, no matter what happened yesterday, the mistakes, the regrets, the missed opportunities. The sun rises again. It doesn't ask whether you're ready. It simply offers you a new beginning, a clean slate to write on. Mornings are life's way of saying, you get another chance. There is something powerful about the stillness of a new day. The world hasn't fully woken up yet, and in that quiet you can almost feel the promise of possibility. It's a reset button for your mind and soul, giving you the freedom to let go of yesterday's burdens. Each dawn holds the silent message. What's done is done. Now, what will you do next? Mornings remind us that we are not defined by our past. You might have failed yesterday, but failure isn't permanent. Morning light doesn't carry judgment. It doesn't care if you stumbled, if you lost your temper, or if you gave up on yourself. It only asks, will you try again today? A fresh start means you get to choose. Choose your mood, your mindset, your priorities. Will you wake up with bitterness, or will you embrace hope? Will you drag yesterday's doubts into today, or will you rise with courage? Mornings give you that choice, a rare freedom to reinvent yourself, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Physically, mornings recharge us. After sleep, our bodies are refreshed, and our minds, if we let them, are clearer. It's a chance to fuel yourself, not just with breakfast, but with intention. What if you didn't wake up dreading the day ahead? What if instead you woke up curious about what the day might bring? Mornings also remind us of nature's resilience. The sun doesn't hesitate to rise, no matter how dark the night was. Birds don't stay silent because yesterday was hard. They sing anyway. The world moves forward, and so can you. If nature refuses to give up, why should you? A fresh start doesn't have to mean grand gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as deciding to be kinder than you were yesterday, to yourself and to others. Maybe today is the day you finally let go of that grudge. Maybe it's the day you forgive yourself, or maybe it's just the day you remember to smile, even when it's hard. Mornings hold hope. Even on the worst days, they remind you that time hasn't run out yet. You still have today to make amends, to chase a dream, to tell someone you love them, to take that first step towards something better. As long as morning comes, the story isn't over. The beauty of a fresh start is that you don't need to earn it. You woke up.
That's enough.
The universe has already given you permission to begin again, so don't waste it. Mornings don't last forever. The day will move on with or without you. Make sure it moves on with you, not past you. In the end, every morning is a gift, one that too many people never get. So rise with gratitude, take a deep breath, feel the newness of the day, and remember, no matter how broken yesterday left you, today is untouched. It's yours. Make it count. Every morning, before the world fully stirs, there's a moment of quiet magic, a transition between night and day where life begins again. If you pause, even for a moment, and truly listen, you'll hear the world waking up. It's a gentle reminder that life doesn't rush into being. It stretches, breathes, and stirs slowly, inviting you to do the same. The world doesn't wake up with noise and chaos. It starts with whispers. The soft rustle of leaves in the breeze, the faint hum of distant cars, the first birds daring to break the silence. It's all part of the earth's quiet symphony. This isn't noise. It's life beginning again, offering you a front row seat to witness it. Listening to the world wake up grounds you in the present moment. Too often, we wake up already thinking about the day ahead, the tasks, the worries, the endless lists. But nature doesn't wake up with panic. It unfolds gently, one sound at a time. If you let yourself listen, you'll realize you don't need to rush either. The stillness of dawn carries a kind of wisdom. It reminds us that not everything needs to be loud to be powerful. The sun rises in silence, yet it transforms the entire sky. The trees don't announce their growth, but they reach higher every day. The world wakes up quietly, and still it moves forward. There's a lesson in that. When you listen to the world waking up, you become part of something bigger than yourself. It's easy to feel alone in your struggles or lost in your thoughts. But in that quiet, shared moment, When the birds start to sing and the wind whispers through the trees, you realize you're not alone. The world is waking up with you, and that's a comforting thought. Mornings are full of hope, and you can hear it if you're still enough. The first light breaking through the sky, the distant hum of life returning. It's all proof that a new day is beginning, untouched by yesterday's mistakes. The world doesn't carry yesterday's regrets into today. It lets go and starts fresh. Maybe we should too. Listening to the world wake up teaches patience. The sunrise doesn't happen all at once. It unfolds slowly, moment by moment. The world doesn't rush to life. It wakes up in its own time. Maybe we're meant to wake up that way too. Not jolting into the day, but easing into it with a sense of calm and wonder. There's also a quiet kind of inspiration in the way the world wakes up. Birds don't wait for permission to sing, they just do. The sun doesn't ask if you're ready, it rises anyway. Life moves forward, even when we feel stuck. When you listen to the world waking up, you realize that you too are meant to rise, no matter how heavy yesterday felt. The sounds of a waking world remind us that life keeps going, whether we're ready or not, but listening to it, truly listening, helps you feel ready. It gives you a sense of calm before the noise of the day takes over. It's a chance to hear the world as it is, untouched, unfiltered, alive. So tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you start worrying about everything you need to do, stop, open a window, step outside, or just lie still and listen. Let the world waking up remind you that each day is a fresh start, filled with quiet hope and endless possibility. All you have to do is listen. Every morning, before the world rushes in with its noise, opinions, and distractions, there's a brief, precious moment of silence. In that silence, your mind is yours alone, untouched, unshaped by anyone else. It's the only time of day when your thoughts are pure, unclouded by the outside world. If you listen carefully, you might hear something important. Your true self. The world is loud. From the moment you open your eyes, notifications, news, and endless voices fight for space in your head. They tell you who you should be, what you should want, and how you should feel. But your thoughts, the ones that matter most, get lost in the noise. That's why the quiet moments in the morning are so important. They're a chance to hear yourself before the world starts telling you who you are. When you wake up, your mind is a blank page. You haven't scrolled through headlines yet. You haven't read messages or seen what everyone else is doing. In that clean, untouched state, your thoughts are honest. They're not influenced by comparison, fear, or expectation. They're yours, raw, real, and undistorted. Listening to your own thoughts first thing in the morning helps you understand what you truly want. Not what the world wants for you, not what social media says you should chase, but what your heart quietly hopes for. Maybe it's a dream you buried because it felt too big. Maybe it's a reminder to slow down and stop rushing. Or maybe it's a voice telling you to finally let go of something heavy. If you skip this moment, if you dive straight into the noise, you risk spending the entire day chasing other people's priorities instead of your own. The world is more than happy to give you a to-do list. It will tell you to hustle harder, to buy more, to be more. But if you listen to yourself first, you might realize you don't actually want any of that. Maybe what you really need is peace. Hearing your own thoughts is an act of self-respect. It's a way of saying, my voice matters, even before anyone else's. Too often, we let the world's noise drown us out. We believe what others say about us more than we believe our own inner truth. But the morning gives you a chance to reclaim your mind before that happens. This practice isn't just about clarity, it's about control. When you start your day listening to yourself, you set the tone. You decide how you feel, how you think, and what you focus on. The world doesn't get to decide that for you. You're no longer reacting to life, you're leading it. It's tempting to reach for your phone the moment you wake up. But what if you reached for your thoughts instead? What if, before letting in the world, you asked yourself, what do I want today to feel like? What do I need to let go of? What's really important to me? Listening to those answers could change everything. Hearing your own thoughts helps you stay true to yourself. And that's rare. Most people get swept up in the noise and forget who they are. But when you take that quiet moment for yourself, you build a foundation the world can't shake. Your thoughts become an anchor, keeping you grounded no matter how loud the world gets. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, resist the pull of the outside world just for a moment. Let your mind wake up before your phone does. Listen to what's inside you, not what's coming from everyone else. Because the truth is, the world will always be there, waiting to fill your head. But your own thoughts, they're quieter. You have to listen carefully before they're gone. The first thing you hear in the morning sets the tone for everything that follows. Your mind is like a sponge when you wake up, open, impressionable, and ready to absorb whatever you give it. If you start with negativity, stress, or fear, those feelings tend to cling to you all day. But if you choose to start with something positive, uplifting, or calming, you carry that energy with you instead. Imagine waking up and the first thing you hear is the news, filled with chaos, conflict, and fear. Your mind immediately shifts into a defensive mode, preparing for a hard, exhausting day. But what if, instead, you started with something peaceful? Maybe gentle music, an inspiring quote, or even the quiet sounds of nature outside your window. Suddenly, the day feels less like a battle and more like an opportunity. Our brains are wired to follow the emotional cues we give them early on. If you start with joy, encouragement, or gratitude, your brain looks for more of that throughout the day. It's like setting your internal compass. The direction you point it in the morning is the direction your thoughts will naturally lean toward. Think about it like this. Your mind is a garden. The first thing you hear in the morning plants the seeds for the day. If you start with anger or stress, you plant weeds, and those weeds spread fast. But if you start with kindness, optimism, or even a moment of silence, you plant flowers instead, and that garden grows all day long. Many people wake up and immediately dive into emails, social media, or the latest news. The problem is, those things rarely bring peace or clarity. They pull you into other people's agendas, problems, and emotions before you've even had a chance to feel your own. By the time you put your phone down, your mind is already racing, and it's only 7 a.m. But what if you made a different choice? What if you woke up and listened to something that made you feel strong, capable, or inspired? A piece of music that lifts your spirit. A motivational message that reminds you what you're capable of. A moment of stillness where you just listen to your breath. That kind of start doesn't just feel better, it transforms how you approach the rest of the day. When you begin the morning with empowering thoughts, you're more likely to handle challenges with grace. You're less reactive to negativity and more focused on what truly matters. It's harder for bad news, rude people, or unexpected setbacks to knock you off course because you've already anchored yourself in something positive. The morning is your mind's clean slate, a blank page before the world scribbles all over it. What you listen to first thing is like the opening line of your day's story. Will it start with fear, doubt, and worry, or will it start with hope, strength, and purpose? That choice is entirely yours. It's worth remembering that even silence can be powerful. Sometimes the best thing you can listen to in the morning is nothing at all, just the sound of your own breath, the hum of the world waking up, or the quiet space where your own thoughts emerge. In that stillness, you often hear the most important thing. So tomorrow morning, and every morning after, be mindful of what you let into your head first. Choose sounds, words, or moments that fuel you, not drain you. Because what you listen to in the morning doesn't just shape your mood, it shapes your mindset, your actions, and ultimately, your entire day.